In this video, we're going to talk about finding success and how at times when we do so, it can make people around us in our life feel very uncomfortable, even people we really love, people who are very close to us. Have you ever felt a shift in how people treat you when you achieve something significant? Maybe this is something you've experienced in your own life. Maybe you received a promotion at work, or you hit a personal goal, or maybe you just decided to start living your life in a more authentic way. You started to live your life and live your truth unapologetically. Many times what happens when we make these decisions to live in a different way, or we find new success, one thing that happens is people start to look at us differently. So suddenly the energy changes, and it's not always in a way that feels good. But I want you to know, if your success is making others uncomfortable, then that's totally okay. In fact, it's normal and very often part of the process. Hi, I'm Jeff, and I teach practical and spiritual methods to organize and empower your life. So now let's talk about why this happens. Why does our success sort of trigger these reactions in other people? What does it mean? And how can we navigate this without feelings of guilt or self-doubt? So first of all, I'm curious to hear your stories too. This has happened to me many times in my life, moments where I had success, or maybe even moments where I started to sort of reinvent myself. Like something I've done recently is this whole YouTube thing. Now I view myself as a YouTuber. That's a totally new thing for me. And I found that at times where I have success, or I redefine my identity in some way, it can really trigger people. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Sort of leave a message on maybe what you're going through and how it has triggered others. How has your success or your decision to change your life had this effect on other people around you? Because let's first understand why your success can create these reactions in others. What happens is when we succeed, in a way, we hold up a mirror to people around us. So it can remind these other people, our friends and family, of their own unfulfilled dreams, their fears, or the areas of their life that they've been avoiding. So it's not about you, it's about them. And for some, seeing your journey, seeing your progress will feel incredibly inspiring. In fact, you may have had this situation. If you had this happen in your life, maybe certain people came up to you and said, wow, that's amazing, how did you do it? So proud of you, so exciting. But for others, it can trigger a lot of doubts and feelings of inadequacy or jealousy. Very often, you're doing something that other people only dreamt of doing. And those people might think, well, if so-and-so did it, if you did it, why haven't I? And so it's a reflection really of that person's own inner struggle. And it's not a judgment on your path, your progress, or your worth. So now here is one of the main points I want to express, and that is, it's not your job to shrink yourself to make other people feel comfortable. And again, especially in the spiritual and self-help community, people who want to achieve peak performance, they want to improve themselves. A lot of times, many of us have a lot of empathy for others. We have a lot of emotional intelligence. And so we want those around us who we care about to be happy and healthy and have amazing lives. And so we don't want to do anything that might upset others. But at the same time, we have to realize in life that we don't owe anyone an apology for our own personal growth. We don't have to say sorry, or we don't owe an apology for growing, achieving, or for leveling up in our lives. I mean, ultimately, your success is all about your own personal growth and your journey. And it's your responsibility to yourself to keep moving up, to keep leveling up, to keep working on yourself and moving higher and higher. And if that triggers some people or they feel uneasy about it, again, that's not your problem. That's not your issue to work on. If anything, ideally, we should all have people in our lives who, when we're making that progress, they support us, they welcome it, and they're proud of us. Not people who feel uneasy about it and try to sort of knock us back down. So maybe you've been through this in the past, or maybe you're dealing with this scenario right now in your life. So for those of you who are, or who might in the near future, here are some key tips to keep in mind as far as how we can handle the discomfort from others during these moments. So the first one is, no matter what happens, stay grounded in your purpose. Remind yourself why you're on this journey and the bigger picture of what you're creating. Just because you might have a few detractors or a few people criticize you or say something nasty, don't let that keep you away from following your dreams and staying on your path and leveling up to higher and higher levels of success. The second tip is to always be compassionate, but at the same time firm. So you want to understand that others' feelings are of course valid, especially if we're talking about close family or friends. But again, their emotions and feelings are not our responsibility. So if they want to say something, sure, hear them out, be compassionate, but at the same time, speak up for yourself and say, hey, I'm doing this for a reason. I'm not going to back down. I know this is the right thing to do. And don't let the criticism of others knock you down and keep you from feeling like you're carrying out your purpose in life. So a third tip, this is a really important one, but it's one that's not fun at all, but it's at times necessary. And that is to set boundaries. So if someone's negativity is just absolutely draining you, if they're always negative, they're always weighing you down, it's totally okay to take a step back. In fact, personally, in those cases, I would highly recommend it. You want to surround yourself with people who celebrate your wins. You want to have people around you who really are your best cheerleaders, who want you to have success, who are excited for you as you level up. Not people who are going to react negatively, like, maybe they're triggered, they feel like you're moving on and you're going to forget about them. You don't want to have to deal with that. And again, this is a really difficult point because we could be talking about close friends or family that you've known for years and years. And it's amazing how at times the most unexpected of relationships I've found in life are sometimes triggered by these kinds of events. So most importantly, you have to stay true to yourself and don't let the discomfort of others pull you off of your own track. Because to be honest, this is never fun, but there are times in life where you have to let go of people if they're not at your same frequency. It's not your job to play it small just to make other people feel content and safe and happy. True friends will always support you. They'll support you in your growth and cheer you on and be happy for you when you're moving up. So one amazing aspect of this is that there is a positive side too, and that's what we could call like this ripple effect. At times, your success might make some people uncomfortable, sure, but it can also inspire others. And when you show what's possible, when you show that something can be done, many times what you're doing is you're planting a seed in that person's mind. You're inspiring them. And over time, they might be so inspired by your growth and your journey that it's a reason for them to pursue their own journey and step outside of their own comfort zone. So in this way, you can think of your success as like a ripple in a pond. And finally, remember, success is your birthright. So you're here to grow, to thrive, to have experiences, and to live up to your highest potential. So if that makes some people uncomfortable, that's honestly a sign that you're doing something meaningful. Because if you weren't making an impact in some way, then it would not trigger anyone at all. So don't shrink back, don't stand down. Don't let guilt, don't let fear, don't let these negative things hold you down in any way whatsoever. The right people will rise up with you, and those who don't, well, you have to send them love and realize that they're on their own journey. And maybe you guys will link up again in the future, and maybe not, and that's okay in either scenario. So in closing, your success is a gift, and it's not just a gift to you, but to the world and all the people around you. So embrace it fully. Keep shining, and when other people feel uncomfortable or triggered because of your success, just remind yourself that that's not your burden to carry. For whatever reason, others can be triggered by your success, they can be triggered by a million other things. And ultimately, you are here to live your truth and live your life unapologetically. I'd love to hear if you have experienced this in your own life. What was the scenario? What was the moment of success or personal growth that maybe triggered others around you? I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.